The Calgary Flames have submitted their official final roster for their opening night of the NHL regular season, and the commitment to certain youthful players has a ripple effect that could change everything for the Calgary Flames. Maybe sometimes low expectations yield good results, and well-performing youngsters can spark veterans to play better. What kind of team will the Flames be this season? Well, we're going to try and decide that in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I am Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And oh baby, there's hockey this week. I cannot wait. I'll be going to the home opener, and I can't genuinely recall a time I've been this excited in a very, very long time. Let's get into the first chapter here and talk about the official roster. So yesterday's video did talk about the official roster, but it was just before it actually did get released that the video went up. And I mean, no surprise, there were no actual changes to how the roster ended up looking. But just to go over it once again, let's take a look at the 2024-25 Calgary Flames opening night roster. Let's actually start at the bottom right with the goalies there. So Wolf and Vladar, it'll be interesting to see what kind of battle they kind of have this year to see who will really take the reins, get that number one spot. And maybe if Vladar or Cooley gets traded away at some point this season, we'll just have to see. Let's do the defensemen next. So Rasmus Andersson, Kevin Ball, Tyson Barrie, Jake Bean, Joel Hanley, MacKenzie Weegar, Daniil Miramanov, and Braden Pahal. What an insane decor that is in terms of if you look at what our decor looked like just even 2 seasons ago, or let's say 3 seasons ago at this point, because obviously this is a new season now. There were none of these guys except for Raz, so it's pretty ridiculous, the turnover there. Not the worst decor in the league, but not even close to being one of the best either. But again, kind of exciting that you get some of those young guys in there, guys who are part of the plans for the future and guys who could be. So not too bad at all. And the forwards, oh baby, that's where it gets juicy. So obviously you get Huberdeau, Backlund, Sharangovich with the asterisks beside him because he is on injury reserve. I'll have a little update in a second here on him. But Coleman, Rooney, Coronado, Honzik, oh baby, look at that, maybe a bit of a number change there too. Anthony Mantha, Adam Klapka, Connor Zary, Ryan Lomberg, Martin Pospisil, Nazem Kadri, and Andrei Kuzmenko. Love each and every single one of those guys. It's an exciting roster. Sure, it's not one of the most deep in the NHL, maybe not one of the most talented in the NHL, but there's so much potential there, and it just looks fun. It looks like the Flames will be a fun team this year, and I am just, again, so stoked to see what they can pull off this season. Like I said before, I mean, Sammy Honzik, he was insane in the preseason, all throughout training camp, made the team. Congratulations to him. And how was he rewarded? Well, he got to have a number change. He changed from number 42, which he wore this whole preseason, to the number 29, which is a great thing for him because I believe that's the number that he used in Slovakia or playing for Team Slovakia anyway. And I believe it's also what he wore in juniors as well. So getting that number 29 is fantastic for him. So if you're confused watching the game tomorrow night, thinking where the heck's number 42, don't worry. He just changed to number 29, Sammy Honzik. Maybe he'll make that a staple and he'll go into the rafters one day at Scotia Place. The last thing we'll say about this roster is, of course, the thing about Sharangovich. So here is a tweet from Wes Gilbertson. He said, just confirmed with Flames GM Craig Conroy that Yegor Sharangovich's lower body injury will not require surgery. Here's the quote. Sharky, he looked so good in practice. It's disappointing not to have him there for opening night, but hopefully he's going to be ready and back sooner than later. So no surgery required, which means, obviously no recovery time. Well, not an elongated period of recovery time. So great to hear that it doesn't require surgery. It is not that severe, and hopefully he can take things day by day and will be ready soon because we do want him back. It'll be interesting to see what the Flames do roster-wise once he is ready, but either way, we wish him the best. Hopefully he can come back soon and play some amazing Flames hockey like he did last year. But let's get more into kind of what the title of this video was about, and that this could change everything kind of for the Flames this season. And I alluded to it a little bit in the title, but let's talk about how low expectations can kind of equal good results in a way, especially one way in particular that we'll read from an article. Now, this is the article. I can't remember the exact title of the article, but it comes from Donna Spencer, the Canadian Press. Sort of the title alludes to the fact that, young guys can come in and what kind of team will the Flames be essentially. But either way, let's dive in Rebuild, retool, revamp, pick your term. The Calgary Flames are a team in transition heading into the 2024-25 NHL season. The Flames open Wednesday on the road against the Vancouver Canucks with a younger, cheaper roster that's just a few million above the cap floor. Calgary, 38-39-5, finished 17 points out of a playoff spot last spring and endured a second straight extended summer. 2 seasons ago, they shouldn't have had it. Oh my goodness, the Daryl Sutter point just drove us crazy. Nick Ritchie in to save the season in the shootout, let's not forget. A 2-6-1 start combined with roster flux from traded big names unwilling to sign contract extensions impeded efforts to get on track. And that kind of has led us to where we are now in a way. And here comes the big part. So, winger Blake Coleman believes the Flames can use this season's low expectations as fuel. And this is the key right here. This could change everything. Young players hungry to make a name for themselves in the league can inspire veterans to remarkable results, the 33-year-old said. This is coming from Coleman, so this could change everything. It's coming from Coleman. I'll have a quote from Conroy in a second, but really it revolves around just Sam Honzek taking the opportunity of playing well and taking a roster spot maybe away from someone else, a veteran maybe not playing as well, or at least showing that the Flames really are buying into the youth and their development. And look, if they're playing well, they can come in. And like Coleman's saying here, if they're playing really well, the young guys are playing well, maybe the veterans might be a little more scared for their job security, and it can inspire them to play better, which will obviously yield better results. So again, young players hungry to make a name for themselves in the league can inspire veterans to remarkable results. If we get a quick quote here from Conroy, this is what Conroy had to say about Honzek and him making the team. It's such a good lesson for everybody to learn. Everybody has got their own time schedule, but we have to be patient. We have to make sure we put them in the right situations, but then the guys have to eventually do it themselves. So if they can tick some of those boxes, obviously certain players take longer to develop, especially goaltenders, but certain guys, look, they can have a terrible season the year before, whether it's because of injury or bad performance. Maybe it's just part of the timeline. You got to go through the bad to get to the good, of course. The badder the weather, the brighter the rainbow, as Lil Wayne once said. And Sam Honzek has done that, and Conroy's showing that, look, if they can play well enough, the young guys can play well enough, they will have a spot on this team, which is great for the plans of the future. But if we get back in and finish the rest of this article here, there's a very little expectation being placed on this team right now, Blake Pickles Coleman said. It's an exciting way to play, and when there's no pressure, no expectations. Inside the room, we have a much different view of ourselves than outside. They think they're a lot better than what the media is giving them credit for. Said Captain Michael Backlund, we're here to make the playoffs, and we want to show people, prove people wrong. And it is exciting. It'll totally depend on how the Flames do through the first, 10 to 20 games here. But it could get very exciting, and the Pacific Division, again, isn't supposed to be all that fantastic. So, of course, we will keep our eye on that, but it should be quite exciting. But it's the Calgary backend that's most transformed, with Dan Vladar and Dustin Wolf vying for starts after Jacob Markstrom's trade, plus newcomers Kevin Ball, Jake Bean, and Tyson Barrie settling in on defense. We have a lot of young guys who want to show they can be good players in this league, Backlund said. As veterans, we want to drive this team, and we want to get back to the playoffs after missing 2 years. The young guys, they might not have the same total drive as some of the veterans do, especially ones who haven't won the cup yet, but everyone wants to win at the end of the day, and, with low expectations, maybe they play a little bit better with the pressure off. Who knows? The W's could start piling up in that column. The team's fortunes rest heavily on the leadership and performances of core veterans Backlund Coleman, Jonathan Huberdeau, yep, he definitely needs to step it up, Nazem Kadri, and defenseman MacKenzie Weegar and Rasmus Andersson. An enormous amount would probably be the light way to put it, said Ryan Huska, who starts his second season as Calgary's head coach. We need them to be the guys that go out and lead by example all the time. Kadri's team leading 75 points with 29 goals, 46 assists in 2023-24 was the second highest total of his career. No one thought he would recreate that last year. Maybe he'll be able to do it even better this year. Coleman's 30 goals and 24 assists were a career high, as were Weegar's 20 goals and 32 assists. Not quite as manageable numbers, honestly, but again, who knows? The Flames need more of that in 2024-25. Here's the last thing, the goalie drama that could also change everything depending on who gets the hot hand. Training camp didn't definitively settle Calgary's number one, so expect competition to continue and the Flames to go with whoever has the hot hand at the moment. Vladar, who's 28, will try to parlay his superior NHL experience into more starts, and he's had some great quotes lately. As he has at every level of his career, the 23-year-old Wolf will try to prove an undersized goalie can cut it in the NHL. We will wish them both the best of luck. It should be a very, very exciting season, and who knows, could change everything depending on how much these young guys spark the vets and how well the goalies play. We'll keep a very close eye on that. Let's wrap this one up with the comment of the day, as we love to do here. This one comes from yesterday's video about the roster coming out. Excuse me, my goodness, I have something caught in my throat if you couldn't tell. Let's get into this comment here from Pepe, and Pepe says, as a Flames fan who is tired of mediocrity, oh my gosh, I'm losing it, I had to clear my throat, can't pronounce any words, you know what I'm trying to say here. I just want to see effort and improvement. I don't care if we win games, we need top end talent, not 15 bottom 6 players. So true. Patience and player development should be our goals for the next few years. And that's just the absolute truth of the matter. We don't want to be caught in, the mushy middle once again. And we do need those high-end, top-tier caliber players, not just a bunch of bottom 6 players and even middle 6 when it comes down to it. We would like to have better players, and maybe the way to do that is to tank, but we'll just have to see how good the Flames are this year. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like we saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.